It's going to take a while.
So this is Tracey Woods at HMO-Profit, and I have the pleasure of being in the company of two amazing guys, so Lee and Karl. So they're sitting out in the sunshine at this moment in lovely Peterborough, in a beautiful location, just treated me to lunch. So we're now going to talk a little bit about what they do. So they're both currently running a business called Rooms to Rent in Peterborough, which effectively is a rent-to-rent business, which you may know a little bit about. So let's find out a bit more about the business and how those guys are involved in that. So over to you guys.
Right, okay, so well, first and foremost, not that I speak first every time, but yeah, we've got a Lee's nodding. Tracey is nodding to say, yeah, that's what I do. So yeah, we've got Rooms to Rent Peterborough, and which is a rent-to-rent business that we kind of primarily started with, as we saw it being a really good sort of foundation business. And there's obviously a lot of strategies out there, deal sourcing and commercial conversions, instalment contracts, lease options, all different types of things. And we kind of felt that the easiest way, certainly if you don't have a lot of money, is to get into rent-to-rent as a particular HMO strategy. And we felt there was going to be a good residual income. So once you start with your residual income, you can start to do other stuff. So yeah.
So how did the two of you end up going into business together?
Well, I actually started off rent-to-rent on my little Jack Jones a couple of years ago with no money, no income, no job, no nothing. Karl was working for a property training company also based in Peterborough, and that's how I found out about property, through Karl telling me about it. And then once I found out, that property does seem quite a good thing to be involved in, I spent more and more time learning, and decided that rent-to-rent was the way I wanted to go. Got into rent-to-rent, and then how long ago was it now? About 9 months ago?
Yeah.
Karl and me decided to join forces, so to speak, and run a rent-to-rent business together, combine the properties that we had, and sort of take it to the next level now and pick up more and more rent-to-rents as a duo rather than do it separately. I think it's good to do that because ultimately we're both able to build our business quicker by doing it together than doing it we would have probably done on our own. So yeah, that's how we got started and got going, how I got going.
So where do you see, well, where is the business right now? Mm-hmm. So how many rooms have you taken on? So those properties, how do you get those properties? Because that's quite important. I mean, obviously there's going to be some people that might be listening to this thinking, well, this is HMO-Profit and we're talking about rent-to-rent quite a lot here, but there is such a synergy between the HMO model and the rent-to-rent model. So you're following a lot of the same sort of rules, you're just not buying the properties. You've still got some of the same issues with management, etc. So whereabouts is the business now? What are the sort of numbers looking at, and what do you see it being in the future? What are your aspirations and goals for a few years' time?
So yeah, right, what you're saying, rent-to-rent and HMO are very much interlinked. At the point of getting the keys, rent-to-rent and HMO is pretty much the same thing with regards to management, looking after tenants and stuff like that. It's getting the property beforehand that's different. At the moment we've got coming on board with the couple more we've got coming on. We've got just under 70 rooms running, like I say, 100% at the moment, and I'm very heavily involved in the day-to-day management and running of that side of the business. Karl is heavily involved in the other side of the business, which is what we now are taking our rent-to-rent business to, is buying properties for ourselves and other people, because we've now got the expertise and the knowledge that rent-to-rent has given us, i.e. with the best areas, sort of property layouts, how to manage tenants and how to fill rooms quickly. We're taking those, the assets and the knowledge that we've built up to other people and saying, look, we know where to buy HMOs in our area, and we know how to manage them and fill the rooms. So Karl's then doing that side of the business.
The main theme for both of us felt was that we wanted to have as much direct contact with landlords as possible, rather than dealing with agents. Now, of course, buying properties, the obvious place to go is agents, which of course is fine, but ultimately, if you're finding rent-to-rent properties that are direct to landlord, which is the strategy that we've always used and still do, that also we felt that buying properties and then converting residential properties into licensed HMOs, that in effect that you then have those as management, so one business feeds the next one. We felt that was a sensible route, and still you're dealing direct with the landlord, so we felt that the relationship was always going to be ultimately you're probably doing the best service to them because it's you having that direct control or helping with that control. So we saw one sort of see fits with the other, and if anyone that's perhaps looking to get into property or perhaps already has HMOs and looking to have a separate thing to their bow, then of course your time is valuable and your expertise and your knowledge in your area is valuable. So of course you're going to charge a fee that you're going to see comfortable and feel comfortable with, that you feel valued of your time. Of course you're doing them a good thing and you're gaining another property to your portfolio. And yeah, so it's so we're kind of there, and we also do have a training arm, an IP element to our
which we really
revenue,
enjoy,
which we love.
Wow,
Yeah.
so we're not just looking at 2 businesses, we're now on to number 3 business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
I mean, we didn't plan any of this, to be honest. We've just sort of, it's just evolving as we go along. But where we want to see it, I mean, you know, it's great having these rent-to-rents and these HMOs and looking after them, but me and Karl always want to sort of go to the next level and next stage up. So yeah, acquiring assets for ourselves and the people in our area is where we want to be, and then we're going to go to, you know, commercial conversions, pub conversions, things like that. Again, we're both excited and driven to do stuff like that, the more bigger, juicier projects, and sort of leverage and systemize our management side of things so we can effectively leave that to run itself and we can go off and do other things. That's what we long term are looking to do. But the training side of things, we're sort of, well, while we're doing rent to rent and we're doing all these HMO side of things and we're knee deep in it every single day, let's tell people about it rather than waiting, you know, a couple of years down the line. Obviously it'd be better because we've got more time to put into it, but while we're doing it properly now, day in, day out, let's just tell people about it and how they can do something similar.
Well, we'll definitely make sure that by the end of this video people can find out more about how to contact you if they are interested in the training side of it, as well as in the rent-to-rent business and how you do what you do. So on with regard to the business that you've now got going and quite successfully got going with that number of rooms, etc.
Yeah.
If somebody was thinking about starting and literally starting from scratch, so what would be, you know, the top thing that you would say you need to make sure that you do X, Y, and Z, for example?
X, Y, and Z. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go first.
I think so. The first thing that you're gonna probably want to get right is both Lee and I do a huge amount of due diligence. Both of us do this. That if you're gonna start to do something, learn it, and the following day do it. I think that being part of or seeing a lot of people come through a lot of education, I think, which is brilliant. You can learn a lot of stuff, and I saw so many people not actually do anything, and we literally learned something the one day, and literally by the Monday morning we're trying it. So I think now they might want to work out, they may not see fit to your greater purpose and what you're doing, so of course you'll find that out. But that's probably one of the biggest tips, is that if you're going to learn something, don't procrastinate, don't wait a month or 2 months, do something straight away.
Yeah.
Great tip.
I would say X, Y, Z, Z, which is educate yourself, learn what you need to do, but don't, well, yeah, that will be one. Then action. So learn, obviously, but don't keep learning. Do something and take action. Don't listen to anyone else and believe in yourself.
Wow,
Because you have a lot of naysayers, as I have and will and always
still
will.
do, we both
So-called
do, yeah.
friends and stuff who, you can't do that, you can't do this, oh, you know, blah 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 blah, knocking you down all the time. But you need to rise above that, push forward, believe in yourself, and yeah, just don't stop, keep going. Because the only way you'll not succeed is by giving up.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And on one of the strategies that we do on rent to rent, particularly, is like letters direct to landlord and do a mail shot. Some people try that for 1 month and not get any response.
give up.
And you know, you've got to do, this is a year plan. This particular strategy, the most leveraged. You may not necessarily get the quickest responses. So you've got to say that strategy is going to last 12 months. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. So just be consistent, keep doing it, don't stop, and yeah, learn something and just crack on. Yeah.
There's some absolutely brilliant tips. Thank you so much, guys. That was really insightful into who you are. So if somebody wants to contact you, what's the best way of them doing it? What's the business and email, websites, anything that you can direct them to?
I'd say the easiest thing to do is just drop us an email. Would be the easiest thing, and we're happy to initially have a chat with you and see what we can do to help. Happy to do that. So 2 emails, but one if you send it to Lee.
Mine's probably the easiest. Lee, LEE at S&S Investments, or SANS as it's now getting known. SANDS Investments.co.uk.
Or Karl Spencer at SNSinvestments.co.uk.
The long one, the hard one, Karl with K, Spencer, SPENCER, or you could just go Lee, LEE.
Yeah, nice and easy. Yeah.
Lee sounds like it's a lot easier for people to
I'll just forward it on to Karl anyway.
That's right, yeah. But, yeah.
So we'll be able to find out a bit more about your training from sending you an email and interest.
Of course.
And don't forget, I think there is a little word around that you do a few videos on YouTube as well, don't you?
Yeah, we love videos. Yeah.
Hence sitting here today.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's our YouTube channel? Lee and Karl's Property Investing Tips. I think if you just put into YouTube Lee and Karl, our channel should pop up.
Everybody will find
Loads
you.
of
So
bits and
you're
pieces
the
on
next 2 Ronnies then, are you, on the YouTube
Ant and
channel?
Ant and Deck, someone said to us.
Ant and Deck, yeah.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Right, thank you so much for your time, guys. Really do appreciate it. It's been great to talk to you, and thank you for having me in such a lovely location to take the video. Speak to you soon.
Thank you, Tracey.
Thank you.
Bye.